Dyson Daniels, Bendigo, Australia.
Yeah, NBA Straya, how are you going? How you going? You're right, you should be. Why is that, Jim? Well, playoff basketball is awesome. Basketball, give me the ball, cause I'm gonna dunk it. Yeah! All right, this is NBA Straya. It's Tuesday, April 21 all day. I'm your host, James Clements, here in Larry Armour Studios. We have a Defensive Player of the Year announced. That was kind of fun. We got 3 Game 2s today, 2 of which were classics. So we're going to talk about that. So we'll give away some daily awards. I think we've got the quick Aussie player watch because Dyson played. And then we'll preview tomorrow's games, and that'll be a short one today. So I reckon we should just bloody well get into it. Without further ado, this is episode 1385 of NBA Straya. Let's go.
This is Josh Giddey.
G'day, this is Andrew Gaze.
This is Jack White.
This is Joe Ingles.
This is Dyson Daniels.
This is Chris Anstey.
This is Matthew Delvedova.
This is Shane Hill.
You're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
You're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
You're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening and watching NBA Straya.
This is NBA Australia. Let's do it.
Watch out for the Shaq attack.
You better, especially if you're one of his teammates. Look, every so often the stories about Shaq and his teammates and his poops, they do the rounds, and every time I'm like, oh, God, Shaq, that would have been pretty horrible. Just go look into yourself. I don't want to talk about it anymore. Let's start our show the way we start every NBA Straya with a daily. And right off the top again, I'd love to thank everybody who's reached out after yesterday's show, sort of talking about how, it's been a bit of a roller coaster sort of 3 days, the last sort of, little bit. My old man is all right. He was in the hospital for a bit on Sunday. That came after we found out that one of my dearest, closest friends passed away, and it was just the old ones who cost us zoo of just emotional kick in the guts. But it was punctuated by, a family wedding. So it was just this really, really strange mix of highs and lows. So it's been a bit raw around the old NBA Straya offices, as you can imagine. But to all the legends who reached out, thank you so much. I'm doing okay. I'm all good. I think a lot of this... I don't know, grief's a weird one. I think we've I don't want to belabor this point too much like I did sort of yesterday, but, grief is a thing we sort of all deal with in our own way. I think talking through it, chatting it out, getting it all out is sort of, the way I sort of deal with it. At least it's the healthiest way for me, and that's sort of what we've been doing. So, yeah, but I'm okay. I feel bad for some of my other mates as well, but it's just one of those things, right? Go hug your mates. Tell them you love them. Simple as that. Anyway, so thank you again to all the legends who reached out. It is very, very much appreciated. It's nice to know that, this is something we all sort of go through at some point, and it's nice to know that, you're certainly not alone. So thank you. Right. Actual basketball stuff. It's so hard to go like, here's something that really impacts me personally. And like, hey, Toronto is shit. But anyway, the news, Defensive Player of the Year was announced. So they are rolling out some of the awards this week. Each day we're going to get a new award announced. Today, Defensive Player of the Year. Tomorrow, Clutch Player of the Year. Wednesday, Sixth Man of the Year. And, their Wednesday. So today is their Monday. So we get Defensive Player of the Year, Clutch Player of the Year, then Sixth Man, the Sportsmanship Award on Friday, and we'll get Most Improved Player on Saturday. So I guess they're saving Rookie, Coach of the Year, and MVP for next week, I guess. So anyway, hey, Wemby won it. It's pretty good. Andrew Gay's Great Mumber Award for Outstanding Achievement in the Field of Excellence right off the bat. It's the first annual Andrew Gay's Great Mumber Award for Outstanding Achievement in the Field of Excellence. Yeah, it's Wemby. Because he became the youngest Defensive Player of the Year winner ever. And also the first unanimous Defensive Player of the Year winner. And also, with that, the first player in NBA history to win 2 awards unanimously. Rookie of the Year and now Defensive Player of the Year. Just saying, next year it might be MVP. So, yeah, pretty good. Wemby, so he gets all the 100 first place votes. That's what unanimous means. That's how it works. Again, I'm no math magician, but yes, 100 out of 100 is unanimous. Chet got 76 second place votes. He came in second. Orsar, a.k.a. Awesome Thompson, copped 9 second place votes. He ended up third. Wasn't particularly close. It was like Wemby, then obviously Chet, and then Daylight, and then Orsar. Rudy Gobert, came in fourth. Scotty Barnes was fifth. Dyson Daniels came in ninth. And you're like, all right, it's fine. But just saying, I think Dyson, it's a weird one. I feel like his role on this Hawks team, where last year he's putting up like just giant numbers, right, with his steals, still led the league in steals this year. Did you hear that too much, apart from on NBA Straya? I didn't reckon. But he basically goes through, and the essential sort of end of all this is that I feel like his impact is being a little bit lessened for the simple idea that it wasn't as flashy. He did more of the grunt work, and I think he did a really, really good job of that? Question mark. So Dice ends up with 1 second place vote and 2 third place votes for a total of 5 points. Yeah. I don't know. Dyson robbed, if you ask me. He's behind Amen Thompson, Cason Wallace, Derek White. It's like, all right, settle down, Boston media. He was good, but they were all just a bunch of absolute animals there in Boston, weren't they? Scotty was awesome. What did he have, 100 blocks, 100 steals? First one to do it since Andre Drummond 7 years ago. Awesome, and Amen Thompson are both very good. But yeah, Dyson, I still think the Outback Takehouse that we threw out there the other day is that we should have a big man Defensive Player of the Year and a perimeter Defensive Player of the Year. Just saying. Because they're completely two different things. Anyway, so Wemby, Defensive Player of the Year. Turns out he's pretty good. Let's wrap up some game twos. Dos. Let's do it. Who won today, Jim? Well, I'll tell you what. Cleveland did another number on Toronto, didn't they? Another one where Cleveland sort of just had the game under control. Toronto sort of gave them a little, let's maybe make a run, and they just came up lacking again. It was terrifying, kind of how similar it was to game one. To the point where, they lose game 1 by 13, they lose game 2 by 10. By game 5, they'll have only lost... They'll have lost by 1, I guess, but let's go Fibonacci, baby. Anyway, it was a kind of fun game, though, right? Because Donnie Mitchell sort of would just give him a kick in the seat of the pants every so often. Harden would go on these tiny little runs by himself as well. It was close at times in the first half. The Raps just never led. And it's such a hard sort of, metaphysical challenge when you never led, just to get over that, get that run going. And it happened a couple of times. They got it down to 6-8, a couple of times in the fourth quarter. But then Max Strus is just like, I'll drop a 3 here. I haven't done anything all day, but I'll hit a 3 now. Harden gets another one and they're back up pretty handily. They make another run a little bit. It's back down to 6 and Donnie Mitchell goes, not on my watch, mate. Bang. Dagger shot, game over. And it was kind of the same thing. Pirtle, dog shit, right? And they couldn't hit much out there at all, apart from they go at over 50% from the floor, but that's mostly because RJ Barrett and Scotty Barnes just didn't miss. Even Mamu, Calamari Boyles, really good. Jacoby Walter, 5 and 9. But when you don't have IQ, and when you got Brandon Spindles Ingram stinking up the joint, more about him later, spoiler alert, It's pretty hard. So Scoob ends up with a 26-4-5 with a couple of steals. Really good Scotty Barnes game, 4 turnovers. RJ Barrett, 4 turnovers. And this is kind of the other story. Right, if Spindles are going to stink it up, cool, but you can't be turning the ball over 22 times. At 10 more possessions, you're gifting the opposition because Cleveland only had 12. And it's a bit hard to get back from that. You know what I'm saying? So a few more, like 7 of 26 from three as well for the Raps. We know that they can't really shoot threes, and this was a bit of a tough one. RJ, the 22, 9, and 5, they were both really, really good. It was just, right, if Spindles are going to do nothing and Pirtle's going to be absolutely horrible, mate, you're cooked. Calamari Boyles, very good, 17. Mamu, 12 and 10. Jacoby, 14. It's just not enough. The Cavs, they had Donnie Mitchell absolutely firing at all cylinders. Looked awesome in those throwback jerseys as well. I do love that we've got LeBron-era throwback jerseys and LeBron's still playing. What a world. 37 and 5 for Donnie Mitchell. Harden was super efficient, 9 of 14 for his 28, 5 and 4. Mobley was really good as well, 25 and 8. Allen had a couple of nice little defensive moments. He wasn't that, he had 10 points, 3 rebounds, but 3 blocks. And they keep just playing Pirtle off the bloody court. Strus hit a couple of threes, and they were just super duper solid across the board. I am Dennis Schroeder had 5 points. You had Strus hit those couple of threes. Sam Merrill hit 1. But it's because Harden, Mobley, Mitchell all stepped up. They run off and won it 115-105. Cleveland. Looking good.
Cleveland!
So I did take all the underdogs today, and Toronto were the only one that didn't cover. So, Raptors, you're killing me. You're killing me here, Smalls. Then we got an absolutely insane Hawks-Knicks game. Woo, boy. I love this rivalry. We talked about the fuck Trae Young chants yesterday. Amazing. But now they're like, fuck CJ McCollum because they hate him. Because he killed him today. And this game rocked. Because the Knicks led up, by 10 after the first quarter. It's still 8 at the half. And the Knicks never really felt sort of in that much trouble. To the point where they're up 13 in the fourth quarter. Right? And you're like, they should be fine. Spoiler alert, they were not fine because they lost. How did they lose, Jim? Well, by being bad, mostly. Down, 12 to start down 12 to start the fourth quarter. That's what it was. 91-79. 11 a bit minutes to go. And you're like, Knicks should be fine here, right? And then, a couple of shots. They just start going in. They sort of get it back to 6. And you're like, ooh, look out. And then boom. Big 3 from OG with 8 minutes to go. You're like, yeah, that's all right. They sort of just stick around. Still 9 points. There's this big moment where no one hit a shot for a couple of minutes, right? And you're like, all right. And then suddenly, Johnny Cumdog Millionaire gets a bucket to go. And one. Look out. Here we go. It's a 6-point game again. Jalen Johnson hadn't done much all night. Suddenly gets a shot to go. 6 minutes to go. It's only a bloody 4-point game. Jalen Brunson hits a free throw. They're back up 5. He hits another one. They're back up 6. Brunson hits a nice little floater. You're like, this game is probably over. They're up 8. 5.5 minutes to go. Oh, boy. Kuminga hits another little floaty layup thing. And then the really big one. Nick Alexander-Walker hadn't done anything basically all game and then smashes a 3. It came after a cat 3, a missed 3 as well, right? So it's the classic 6-point schwang. So Nicky just goes whack, hits a 3. It's a 3-point game with 4 minutes to go. Kuminga then blocks Brunson. Johnson goes back up the other way. And it's a 1-point game. They've just ripped off this 12-4 run out of nowhere. McCollum then scores. It's a 9-0 run. And Atlanta have the lead. And everybody there at MSG is like, what the fuck just happened? They didn't score for, I want to say, it was like 4 minutes of the fourth quarter. 5.5 minutes to go to 1.5 minutes to go. They're just stuck on 100 points. They're suddenly down 103-100 after CJ McCollum just goes, yeah, right, I'm just going to put all of New York in a blender. Check this out. But then Brunson gets that turn around, hit back three. Beautiful shot after he'd missed one, I think, before that. OG misses a couple of free throws in there as well, which is a real kick in the dick. But Brunson he had this shot before that just sort of rattle out. And Josh Hart misses a three as well. And you're like, oh, geez. Brunson gets that one to go, though. Ties it up, 103-103. And you're like, look out. This is pretty good. They get the turnover. And it all just goes all absolutely crazy. Brunson misses this like little runner that goes in, goes out. And you're like, oh, God. Like it's just this beautiful little jump shot. It just goes in, it jumps out. McCollum gets another one to go. He hits a jumper. There's only 30 seconds left all of a sudden. So basically, the CJ McCollum 14-foot jumper, Brunson misses his 14-foot jumper, and it's a 2-point Atlanta lead again. And then the absolute chaotic one where you have basically Brunson stripped, blocked by Nicky Alexander-Walker. Jalen Johnson goes up the other way. Sick dunk. Holy crap. Hawks are up 4. 10.2 seconds left. Brunson then nails a quick three. And you're like, oh, shit, they're on right here. 7 seconds left. 107-106. McCollum gets fouled. You think, all right, he's going to go up to the line, ice it. Misses fucking both free throws. What was that?
What was that? What the hell was that?
Chance to win the game for the Knicks. They get the rebound, take it up, and Mikal Bridges, the man worth 5 first-round picks, sort of just fades off to a little bit and pulls up and misses the game winner. And the Hawks have won. It was absolutely crazy. Mike, he could have probably gone at the basket a little bit harder. It felt like he had maybe just a hint of a second longer to get his shot off. But because he sort of fades just that little bit, takes him sort of a little bit off balance, misses the shot, they don't get a put back. No one's ready. And that is the game. And the series is tied 1-1. The Hawks. Ooh-wee. Back in the Knicks' house, causing all sorts of havoc. So the Knicks, they get 29 from Brunson, 18 and 8 from Cat, but fuck all in the fourth quarter. Which is a bit weird because he was awesome in the second half in game 1. And this time it's like he sort of wrote it off as everyone in our team can shoot, so whatever, mate. You're like, all right. OG had 14. Bridges had 10 points. He only shot 3 of 10. Not great. Josh Hart had 15, 3 and 6. The thing is, Bridges and OG are doing an absolute number on their counterparts, right? Jalen Johnson can't do shit. And Nick Alexander-Walker is in a fucking just box of terror from Bridges. But yeah, offensively, Bridges is all over the shop. Hart, 15, 13, and 6. Awesome game from him. The other, Mitch Robinson, causing all sorts of shit with Dyson Daniels. Got into a bit of a brouhaha. He just made the list. He's fucking stepping over our man from Bendigo. Go get fucked, Mitch Robinson. Both ears. 7 for Jordan Clarkson. But the biggest problem, I think, for the Knicks, you're at home. This is where role players step up, become role stars, don't they? But you had zeros across the board for ShamWow, Grand Theft Alvarado, and Deuce McBride. They went 0 of 7 combined, right? 0 of 3 from 3. They also had 5 turnovers between the three of them. And if you don't score any points and you miss 7 shots and you have 5 turnovers, I'm going to say you 3 dickheads off the bench fucked it. It's not great. Not great. Alvarado's causing all sorts of shit. Hit a shot. Atlanta, they only went 9 of 30 from downtown, but they managed to pull off the win because CJ McCollum's absolutely fucking off his head. 32 and 6 for him. Quiet night again for Jalen Johnson. 17, 8 and 3. Again, OG's just doing a number on him. Okongwu was very solid again with 15. 3 of 12 for Nicky Alexander-Walker for these 9 points, but that huge 3 late was just off its head. Dyson, 6, 4 and 2 with a couple of steals. Kuminga, though, massive in this game. 19 points. And this is he's the ultimate sort of wild card sort of dude, right? And it's like the Steve Kerr, you've got to play my system or else I don't think I can make you work in the NBA. It's like, really, Steve Kerr? I don't know. there's like a time and place for Jonathan Kuminga. I feel like you just have to find it. And that's what they did today. 19 points. He was really good. Some big buckets and some big moments. And wow, the Hawks have tied up the series. It's 1-1 heading back down to Georgia. And then another absolute belter. Minnesota, Denver, 119-114. The Wolves curb stomped the Nuggets after being down 19 early. Chaos reigns. This game was sick. They were down 19 points. Jam and Jamal Murray was flaming hot Cheetos, came all the way back. Halfway through the second quarter, they're up 49-48. You're like, what the fuck just happened? And they just started hitting their shots. Randall was awesome. Dante didn't do shit until late, but fucking hell when he weren't going. The big thing was, Jokic only shot the ball 3 times at that point for 4 points. Ant had 20. Jamal had 20. Then he hits a 3 at the half-court buzzer to tie it back up after the Wolves sort of snuck ahead. So it was 64-64 at the half. Randall had 18 as well. But you're like, this is a fucking rollicking good time. I am having a good time. This game fucking rocked ass. I was so happy with it. And then the second half sort of rolls. The third quarter is just back and forth, back and forth. Denver sort of eke out a little bit of a lead. They're up 3 going into the fourth quarter. And they sort of just felt like they were kind of a little bit in control for like all of that second half until they weren't, right? And it was basically when it was like 105-100 and they just sort of didn't score for about a minute, 2 minutes. And you're like, this is getting a bit problematic. Suddenly it's like a 3-point game, 104-107, but they were like 101-100 as well in the fourth. And the Wolves, they just started hitting their shots. Jaden McDaniels hitting big shots. You've got, I don't know, Ant-Man finally getting into a bit of a rhythm. Randall just goes, all right, check this out. McDaniels had that sick dunk. Dante DiVincenzo had a nice little layup and then a big shot. You had that big Rudy dunk. Basically just, it was 2 prize fighters going fucking blow for blow. Just the old 1-2 Costa Zoo, throwing haymakers. And Denver sort of had it for a second there. Like what, Aaron Air Gordon hits a massive 3, which they desperately needed because it got them back 112-111 because the Wolves had snuck ahead with all of that sort of Rudy Dante sort of stuff. You're like, oh God. And then you get this like Dante DiVincenzo 3 that answers the Gordon 3. They're back up 115-111. And holy shit, like everybody in the fucking in Ball Arena is like, what the fuck just happened? So there's like a minute left and it's 115-111 and it was just on for young and old after that. You get this sick Jokic dunk where he just yams on Rudy. Ant has a horrible turnover where he travels. Braun gets fouled because Jokic sort of does this weird little pocket pass that Ant nearly strips anyway midair. Jokic, they got, I think Austin Rivers point. Oh yeah, by the way, Scalabrine on a fucking national broadcast. No, thank you. That was like, you can get away having a dummy who does nothing but sort of like root for the home team, like on a local broadcast. You can't do that on a national. He did fucking nothing. He doesn't know what's going on. He's like, why are they booing Bones Highland? It's like, are you a fucking moron, Scal? I thought you followed the NBA. Oh, and then you realize, no, you follow the Boston Celtics. You don't follow the NBA. Anyway, so the Wolves had missed a bunch of free throws. It was then Denver's turn. Brown misses the first free throw, hits the second. It's a 115-114 like Minnesota lead. And then Dante gets this sick fast break sealer after Jamal goes up one end, takes a long jumper, and you're like, I don't know if that's the shot. Jeez. And yeah, then they sort of get the run out, Dante bang, and they win it 119-114. It was an absolutely sick end to a really fun, rollicking game. Awesome stuff all around. But Jokic, look, Gobert did a fucking great job on him. He went 8 of 20 and 1 of 7 from downtown. He had 15 rebounds, 8 assists, 3 turnovers, 24 points in his 40 minutes. Right? Pretty good. But just that enough of an inefficiency in there just to make it worth your while. 30 for Jamal Murray on 11 of 25. He hit 6 threes out of 14 shots. He had 7 assists. He had 4 turnovers as well. You got 16 from Brown. Cam Johnson had 13, but only went 1 of 6 from downtown. The one that he did hit, you're like, oh, that was nice, and then missed everything fucking else. Aaron Gordon only managed an 8, 7, and 4. But again, that 3 that he hit, big one. 16 for Tim Hardaway the Lesser. Awesome run for him off the bench. He looked really, really good. He had some great hustle plays in there too. But there just wasn't quite enough to get them over the hump. They missed 7 free throws in the end after the Wolves missed 11. So, yeah, the Wolves would have been absolutely kicking themselves. For the Wolves, I mean, they end up going, 24, 9, and 6 for Randall, who was fantastic. 30 for Ant-Man, a.k.a. Dadman. Cheers to the comments for that. 10 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 turnovers, 2 blocks. Adonde DiVincenzo ends up with 16. McDaniels was fantastic, 14 points. 3 turnovers, but god damn, he looks good at times, doesn't he? And he sort of is like the secret sauce, I think, to a lot of this. And he's just been unreal. Naz Reid had a thunderous dunk, 11 and 9 for him. Bones had 13 as well against his old team. Huge win, but the biggest thing was Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray combined to shoot 2 of 13 in the fourth quarter. Now, I'm no math magician. I've said that. But that's not very good. So, yeah, you get that on the big jobs, but full credit to Minnesota's defense. They sort of knew what to do. They adjusted really, really nicely after game 1. They stuck with them. Their offense was a little bit more sort of in flow. They started hitting those shots late, and Denver sort of just ran out of juice. And that's what happens when you've got so much like riding on those two dudes. Sometimes you hit a fucking wall. Right, NBA Straya's approved performer of the night. That's what it is.
That's not a knife. That's a knife.
Donovan fucking Mitchell was awesome in that game. He was awesome in game 1. He is awesome. He looks so good in those throwbacks as well. 30 points, 13 and 23 shooting, 7 rebounds, 5 assists. Weapon. Ant-Man, 30, 10 and 2. Randall, 24, 9 and 6. Absolutely ice cold at the free throw. Well, what is like ice in his veins at the free throw rather than cold shooting. He went 8 of 10 at the free throw line. But come on. CJ McCollum, when you're busy making yourself into like basically like a comic book villain in New York City, yeah, that's an improved performer of the night. He took over that game against the Knicks, went toe-to-toe with Brunson, kicked his ass, took his name, 32 points, 12 of 22 shooting, 6 assists, became CJ the villain. CJ McKillum, if you ask me. That was a fucking awesome performance, and that's the NBA Straya approved performer of the night. Spud of the night.
Spud, 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 it is Spud of the night.
Spud of the night. Teenage Mutant Jakob Poeltl, 2, 4, and 1. That's 2 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist in 9 minutes to go with 2 turnovers. Yeah, that's it's not great. It's not great from Poeltl. Geez, it'd be nice if we had a centre to go up these 2 giant dudes on Cleveland, wouldn't it? It's like, and Teenage Mutant Jakob Poeltl's like, not me, man, not me. I'm just here to get paid and be shit. But obviously, Spindles Ingram is going to be the spud of the night. Holy shit. Woof. 3 of 15 shooting, 1 of 3 on threes, and 5 turnovers. The bloke went full Terry Rozier. You're like, hang on a second. Who bet the Ingram unders? We should check the logs. Because holy fuck. He's like, hey man, we're not going to win too many games if I take only 9 shots. He took 15 and they got their ass kicked and he was fucking horrible. So yeah, not ideal. He finishes with a 23.3 true shooting percentage. That is the single worst by a Toronto Raptor with at least 15 attempts in a playoff game ever. Yeah, so that's not good. Very spuddy. But I would very much like to thank our dear friend Dadman, a.k.a. Ant-Man, Anthony Edwards, because what did he shoot from downtown today? Oh, there it is. There it is. Chill. Yeah, he shot 311. Happy 420 day in America for all those who celebrate as well. Love that. All right. Who is Old Mate No Mates?
Old mate, no mates. Old mate, no mates.
Old mate, no mates.
Old mate, no mates.
Old mate, no mates.
Old mate, no mates.
Got a couple of real good ones here because I'll tell you what, broadcasters getting it fucking wrong again. It happened in the Miami game the other day too. where the broadcaster's showing the wrong amount of timeouts remaining. So Mike Brown and the Knicks were getting clowned on the internet for not taking a timeout for that last possession after they got the CJ McCollum misses. No, they had no timeouts left. So it was just that NBC had fucked it up and had left it on there. They're like, oh yeah, there's a problem with the data. It seems pretty fucking important that there's no problems with the data going through to the scoreboard. What are you doing? Anyway, chaos. But obviously, Dyson Daniels versus Mitch Robinson. Old mate, no mates. Mitch Robinson, he's on the list. What a fucking dickhead. Standing over Dyson Daniels. Get the fucking Bendigo treatment right there. I'll tell you what is it? They call it a Glasgow grin, the Glasgow smile, the Glasgow necktie. And I give you the Bendigo fucking booner. Just fucking meth pipe to the eyes. Dyson versus Mitch Robinson, the fight that I didn't know I needed, but I desperately do now. But obviously, old mate, no mates, is CJ McCollum stepping fucking seamlessly into the Trae Young role for Atlanta by being completely hated by all of New York. Amazing. He was asked about, he's like, I love it, man. It's why we play the game. It's fun being in opposing arenas, and when the buzzer sounds, it's quiet, you walk off the court. There's a level of mutual respect. And they ask him, he's like, yeah, but they're thinking you're a villain. He's like, man, I ain't no villain. I'm a nice guy with 2 kids and a wife. This is it. Trae Young's easily hateable. CJ McCollum isn't. He's just got no mates in New York. He just seems like a normal dude, CJ. We love him. Trae Young, annoying little prick. We've all met Trae Youngs. CJ McCollum, he's the dude who's like, I don't know, your cousin's boyfriend or partner or whatever, and you're like, yeah, he's a nice dude. Like that guy. That's CJ McCollum. Pantsing of the night. The Jokic dunk on Rudy at the end was fucking brutal. Just right on his head. My favorite pantsing, though, was like how the viral video of LP Şengün standing up, seemingly in respect of LeBron, popped off the other day. And I don't know. I feel like the internet's really fucking stupid. Duh. But LP's fucking around in his pocket, and he stands up to try to keep getting whatever the fuck was in his pocket out of his pocket. And LeBron just happens to walk by. And so LP's like, yeah, what? Why is that going viral? I mean, no disrespect to LeBron. I didn't stand up for him, though. I was just trying to get my shit out of my pocket. Just fucking weird. Anyway, finally, better than Lonzo Ball, Bronny James, and Ben Simmons.
Lonzo was the best player in high school. He was the best player in college. You think he'll get to the pros and be like, I made it to the pros, now I can be average. We're coming for everybody.
Coming for everybody. Colin Murray Boyles, he was awesome. 17 points for the Raptors, 6 of 10 shooting, 7 rebounds, 1 assist. And also, I do love me some Dosunmu. 9 points today in 22 minutes, 5 assists, 4 rebounds, 9 points, 4 of 8 shooting. But was out there when it mattered. And fuck, he's good. You just forget how big and long he is. And I'm like, God, he's exactly what they need. So love that win for the Wolves. All right, obviously, the very quick Australian player watch for today is simply Dyson Daniels, Bendigo, Australia. So after 4, 9, and 11 in Game 1, he had Game 2, he had 6 points on 2 of 5 shooting, of 1 from downtown, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, and a block. Not too bad. Tyrese Proctor-Copter did not play coach's decision. So did Jinglin Joe Ingles, did not play coach's decision as well. And obviously no Jock Landale. I think it was pointed out on the video that I posted the other day about Goga and that dirty ass fucking player that took down Jock. It was amazing that Atlanta won this game because they are so thin when it comes to their centers. Jock would be massive in this fucking series. And it's basically just stealing money from Jock Landale, hurting him like that. So go fuck yourself, Goga Batazde the bastard. Anyway, tomorrow's games. Let's do some game previews. Thanks to Nevert and Bain. Not a problem, Jim. How's it all going? Yeah, not bad. I'm keeping on. All right, what do we got tomorrow? We've got some pretty interesting ones. I do love that they just keep fucking spinning out this stupid Rockets-Lakers series. I don't know why they don't have 4, but, I'm happy with 3 games a day. It's fucking the perfect amount. So tomorrow we've got Philly at Boston. And remember, you can find all of our picks over at Dabble. The link is in our social bios and our show description, so go check it out. Philly at Boston. I think Boston is still going to kill them. 13.5-point favorites. You know Philly are going to throw absolutely everything at this, and I don't think it's going to matter. I think Boston are just too good. It's a big line, though, especially for a game 2 where it's like Philly are going to have an absolute crack at this. I might take Philly plus 13.5. I feel like Boston are way too good and probably win this in a sweep or a gentleman's sweep. But I'll take the plus 13.5. It's probably just about 2 points too high, I reckon. So I'll take Boston minus 13. Philly plus 13.5. Because if they get a good maxi game, they don't fucking only hit 4 threes for a full game, they might be able to keep this interesting. Paul George, Maxi, VJ, if they can just get a little something cooking, they might be able just to keep within spitting distance. So let's go Philly. Portland, San Antonio. Spurs are 11.5-point favorites. Portland put up a pretty good fight, I thought, in game 1. The problem is they didn't really bang up Wemby enough, did they? They just didn't quite do it. Got to, just really put him on his ass, and they end up losing that one by 13. So I think in San Antonio, I think the Spurs might get him pretty badly in that one. Sort of the flip side, like Portland sort of threw the kitchen sink at game 1. I think it's going to be a little bit harder to sort of like really manufacture a big fuck you game 2. And because this is 11.5, I might go the Spurs. Because again, that sort of 12-point, 13-point mark that they won game 1, I reckon we get that about the same. And then Houston Lakers game 2. Does KD play? That's because the Rockets are 4.5-point favorites. What did I say yesterday? They took 27 more shots. I'm going to take the Rockets. I think the Lakers love, even me yesterday talking about it, it's like, it looked awesome. Kennard had a fucking career playoff high. LeBron was awesome. Looked like fucking Magic Johnson out there in that Lakers uniform, sort of being proper point guard. The Rockets, if they had to just hit some fucking shots, would have won the game. So, I'm going to go Houston minus 4.5 on the road in LA. Right? Especially if KD plays, I reckon they get him, but I don't know. So that'd be kind of fun. Those are 3 very fun games, aren't they? And there you go. That's it for today. All right. Well, again, thanks to all the legends who have reached out. Thank you heaps. It's very nice to hear from you. But that's it. So we'll be back on deck tomorrow to wrap up those 3 games for you. I think we'll probably do some nails and stuff like that, so send them through. Make sure you're following NBA Straya on Twitter, Facey, IG, TikTok, YouTube, all the good stuff. Get around Footy Unfilterated. Round 6 wrap coming out tonight. Really fun week of footy. That's me and Jez talking things AFL. Because, God, footy media is so dumb. I hate it. And I do love doing our footy show. So go check that one out. NFL Straya. Jim does Supercoach. We'll have the AFL Supercoach show for you tomorrow as well. So get around all of those shows on your podcast apps and on YouTube. Jump in the comments. Subscribe everywhere. All that good stuff. Big thanks to From Oslo for the intro and outro song. They Rule. So to House Hats, Josh De La Rentis, Fascinated Goldmine, Dram, Shekalami, Iowa, Sex Shadow, Green, and Dozers. They're buying the tunes you hear on the show, so smash them on your music streaming platform of choice. And you can support the show at buymeacoffee.com/NBA Straya, where you can get exclusive content. So check that out. Just basically buying me a tin once a month. Buymeacoffee.com/NBA Straya. All right, that'll do us. Get out of your hair. We'll catch you tomorrow, you dickheads. This is NBA Straya saying, look after yourselves. I mean that. Go on, look after yourselves, hug your mates, and later, hosen.